Alright, so instead of Shinji, Kanji. Was that his actual name and not this? I cannot remember. It's literally been so long since I've heard it. Kanji-san, though I'm pretty sure that is his name. Having been called by his name, the hand reaching towards me slowly lowers. Though the hand clutching my leg does not loosen. It's just gonna be the same. Oh no. Yeah. So that doesn't even matter. There's literally no way out of that situation other than kicking him in the face. Because he is a sick man. Alright, so, like I got that achievement, 75% done. Which leaves only a few more bad endings. I thought it was going to be the case where it would be like there would be some decisions near the beginning that would branch off heavily. Each leading to like a true end, you know, and then a bunch of bad ends along the way, but it doesn't appear to be like that. Looks like there's kind of like a one true route kind of thing, with all the bad ends scattered along the way. And then I imagine it might be some of these less than important decisions, or what I thought were less than important decisions, can eventually influence our true end. That might be what happens. You know, so maybe we got some flags we gotta hit or something. I don't know. Anyway, that's gonna be it for today. Looks like we're getting through them pretty quickly, so I imagine next episode we should be able to knock out the rest of the bad ends. In fact, you know what? Let's do some more. Why not? I got time. Let's do some more endings. Alright, so just so you guys see where we're at, this is right after we got saved. This is actually right after the first real major event of going into the jellyfish aquarium for the first time. We got saved by Kenji, and this was the point where we could have gone into the tunnel and then the, what was it, the cutlass fish cut off Kenji's head or something? And if you go head inside, that's what happens. If you decide to get a better look, then you get to see it, which leads shortly. It's kind of weird. I forgot how kind of short this game is. There's just a lot of text in it. But all in all, we're actually pretty darn close to the beginning right now. So, just so you guys know where we're at currently, and I already made both of those decisions, we're going to go back to here. This looks like one that would actually make a difference. So, Hiyoshi says he'll go looking for Himeno-chan for us. And we said we're going to go, but let's just say, if we say, please Hiyoshi-san, what happens with that? Please Hiyoshi-san? Trusting in his masculine appearance, I bow deeply. In reality, it was as Hiyoshi-san had said. I had very little stamina to begin with, and now fatigue was building up inside of me. Deciding to stay standing up was good, as these heavy legs of mine were proof of. As for things with Himeno, it would be best to talk them through later. If we talked them over in this tense state, we would probably just get into another argument. Hiyoshi-san might even serve as our mediator. As expected in this gloomy building, he didn't have to walk far before he disappeared. The sound of his gradual fading footsteps had also disappeared. The only thing I could hear nearby was my own breathing. That's why that high, roaring scream pierced right through my eardrums. Gyaa! It was a scream that seemed to have echoed through every corridor. No, in and out of the whole building. It wasn't just someone shouting, but someone crying out as if splitting apart their throat. At the sense of impending danger that voice bore, my own throat began to tighten. That scream! That voice wasn't merely familiar. It was the voice of Hiyoshi-san, who had been right in front of me just 1 minute earlier. After that single loud scream, I could no longer hear his voice. Hiyoshi-san? I quickly stand up, running to the source of the scream. Oh, we're gonna find him headless? This place connects the tube tunnel booth and the souvenir shop. That's where I heard the voice coming from. I run towards the tunnel tank. Huh? Mayu-chan, I told you to wait there for me. More importantly, that scream a minute ago. Did something happen? Hiyoshi-san is sitting at the entrance of the tunnel tank, not far from the aquarium entrance. At my question, He gives the wishy-washy reply of, "You were worried about me. I'm so happy." Nah, it's just a somewhat embarrassing story, but it looked like there was a person floating inside that tank. Under the circumstances, it just surprised me. A person in the tank. Speaking of which, Himeno mentioned something like that, but I'm glad. I thought you'd gotten caught up in some terrible situation like I had earlier. I was relieved from the bottom of my heart. Following that relief, I became aware of my own fear of being isolated again. Chuckling, Hiyoshi-san scratches his head. Say, Mayu-cha... I figured. Decapitated, right? I never got to hear the rest of what he was going to say. Huh? It all took place in a matter of seconds, leaving me unable to make sense of what had happened. However, I gradually realized what was unfolding before my eyes. From Hiyoshi-san's neck up, I could see through to the tank. Yep, I knew it. I didn't understand what I was seeing. In other words, his head was no longer where it should have been. No, this is still new. Having lost a piece of himself so valuable to the human body, he collapsed slowly on the spot. From there, he never moved again. Split. Soaking up the blue lighting, his reddish-black blood spread across the floor. And I took that rather calmly. Pretty nice, actually. Very refreshing. No! There's like the Darth Vader scream there, not a girly scream. This time it was my turn to split my vocal cords. Why? How had he gotten like this? What could have happened to have left him in this state? Hiyoshi-san's head tumbles along the ground and catches my eye. His eyes are wide and his pupils dilated. The grin I had seen hours earlier still spread across his face. There are marks at the nape of his neck as if his head had been bitten clean off. Hiyoshi-san? I intended to run. I intended to run and leave the dead Hiyoshi-san. Whatever left those bite marks was still nearby. But I couldn't do it. Because my head was gone too! It hurts. The area below my knees had become pitch black. My boots! Mom, she's gonna get so angry after she sees I got blood on them. There's no pain. Only the visualization of pain running through my mind. In spite of losing my legs, I can't actually feel the pain. Of course not. That body of mine has lost its legs. I'm watching it from a separate place. This subjective point of view would have been impossible while I was still alive. My head was already just like Hiyoshi-san's, just rolling around on the floor. The cold temperature of my blood. That was the last thing I felt. Right before I lost consciousness, I saw its unbelievable true form through the wavy mist of my fading vision. With many fangs and a giant body, it was a fish. Because why not? Let's just have, like, one super unrealistic fish here. Decapitation 1. I knew it because there was a Decapitation 2. That we probably had a Decapitation 1, considering that there was, like, Gears 1, 2, and 3. AKA, we can't come up with a better title, so we're just gonna give it 1. Alright, and for the final one in, I think, this area, because it looks like that the endings on the ending sheet go chronologically, and this is the very first, there's only one spot left for an ending. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the one we're about to hit. The only other ones we have seem to be near the end of the game, so I'm probably going to have to look up a guide about then, because I feel like it probably is a flag-based thing. Maybe you go on a different route with Kenji if you talk to him nicer earlier or something, I don't know. But regardless, what we did last time, when we first got to the jellyfish tank, I should say, is we said going back is dangerous. I can't do anything by stopping here, so we have to press on. And we ended up running into Kenji again, and he helped us get out of there. And, you know, so on and so forth. Well, what if we say I'm worried about Himeno all of a sudden I'll go back? By the way, I've been slightly spoiled on this. I think someone told me that this was an ending just because I was curious about it. I asked him. But, not really a huge spoiler because I've already beaten the game, so to speak. Upon thinking whether or not it's alright for me just to enjoy something so pretty, I reach for the door behind me. Even though we fought, Himeno and I are friends. Sharing such a lovely memory will surely help us make up quickly. I step forward, and it's at that moment that I lose my arms due to some mysterious force. When I open the door and step through, there's no Fish of the World booth. Before I can even rationalize the scene before me, I'm pulled in by some sort of swell. Are we in the ocean again? Irk. Trying to figure out what's wrong, I realize I'm having trouble getting air. I really want air, so I pause for breath. My mouth fills with a fishy stench. Brine. Seawater. I know from the salty taste that I've swallowed seawater. The reason I can't breathe is because all around me is ocean water. I understand that I'm in the ocean, devoid of light. No light and no sound, in the darkness. Wondering why I move my limbs. At this rate I will drown. It hasn't been more than a minute since I got pulled under the sea. I have to say, it seems their de facto answer when they don't have anything more creative is to drown you under the water. Which almost feels like padding. You know, I wouldn't want to say that the game is padding, but it almost feels like padding. How many seconds have passed at this point? No, that isn't it. I have to get above water. However, up to this point, there's been no light overhead, and I'm forced into an inevitable battle with my despair. I frantically endure my suffocation, swimming higher and higher. Suddenly being thrown into the water hasn't thrown off my sense of up or down, as the desire to live serves as an instinct to guide me upwards. Still, I can't see, but I'm alright. Just like that, I seem to have answered my own question. I can feel the clothes I'm wearing become heavy. However, if I have time to shed my clothes, then I have time to continue upward. My thinking is that alone. I've heard that there is high pressure in the deep part of the ocean that crushes any living thing, but my body is completely fine. That means where I'm at the moment shouldn't be that deep. If I swim hard enough, I should make it. I just have to hit the surface and take a deep breath. How many seconds have passed at this point? I have no sense of time whatsoever in this darkness. Even so, I know that some time has passed since I was thrown into the ocean. A minute probably passed a while ago. Here my consciousness has begun to fade. Immediately after I see the darkness of death, a small light illuminates at the tip of my nose. Because I've been swimming so frantically that I haven't noticed. But it seems that as though I've gone up quite a ways. It will be alright. The surface is close. I reach out my hand. I reach out towards that light. That's all I can do. That's because my legs won't move. Because they've been eaten by a killer whale! Woo! No matter how, or a cutlass fish or something. No matter how frantically I try to move them, my legs won't even quiver. Or maybe a tentacle monster. It feels as if something has ensnared them. It has the elasticity of a bottomless trampoline. From the tips of my toes to my rear end, once again with the butt stuff, that soft sensation wraps tightly around me. I want to think that this is a lie. No, I've actually decided I will not believe it. That a giant octopus has wrapped itself around my legs. Its gum-like suckers are the size of the palm of my hand. I can't even imagine how large its entire body is. The light is getting farther away. My eyes have already closed. For some reason, Himeno's smiling face floats before me, though it should be her angry face that I see last. Just like that, I'm in darkness. As much as it is tightened up, my legs have lost all feeling. No wonder. My legs are no longer what they once were. With the depletion of my oxygen supply, My brain is already changed into a machine for merely processing my situation. Within darkness, it dispassionately communicates my non-existent will to my four limbs, which have lost all sensation. It won't be long before the only thing I can sense is darkness. That's because I have already become a part of that darkness. It seems to be, anytime you take the coward's way out, like, let's go back. Then you die. Let's go back the way we came. No, that's not exciting enough. Needs octopus in the ocean. It'll suck you down. It'll tentacle you. Real good, like. Alright, so as you can see here, that was the last one we just got there. So we completed all of them but 4 bad ends and 3 true ends. I imagine, like I said, that they're going to be something along the lines of some sort of flag system. So I'm going to go look that up and let's take a look at that, shall we? Cool, so yeah, looking at a Steam guide here. Choices of both types, red and blue, can affect which true ending you receive. So yeah, it definitely seems like it's going to be a flag system. And like I suspected, blue will have little effect after the current scene, and red background can lead to a bad ending. Okay, so it does look like I was right for some of this. If you look through this, a lot of the common route is exactly what I thought it was. Use its sense of hearing, and then it goes on to one of these. There's also, it looks like there is new endings added to the Steam version. I guess compared to the non-Steam version, which is kind of cool. Alright, so I got Princess of Drops. There's Himeno, Limited Ocean of Life, and Fall into Poison. Limited Ocean of Life and Fall into Poison were added for the Steam release. There's a good ending and a normal ending. So what we're probably going to do is we're going to clear up the last of the bad endings. Which, let me take a look really quick. So I have the final stage of Destiny, Forever Cloudy 1, Forever Cloudy 2, and The Marionette Won't Laugh is the last ones for me to grab. So I'll need to hit those. Alright, so reading through here, it looks like they're saying endings 24 to 27, aka the ones I don't have yet, were added for the Steam release of Sound of Drop, which I think means that they have to do with the the New Game Plus route, which means I'd have to start a new game to do that. Now I can use the skipping option to get through it a little bit faster. But yeah, I'll still it'll still take me a little bit of time to get through that. And since I put about an hour into this today, I think that'll be enough for right now. But we'll get those bad endings next time, and then we'll look into the other 3 endings, true endings, as they were. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you next time for some more Sound of Drop, Fall into Poison. I don't know if we'll finish it next time, but we'll probably be halfway there, unless it just takes a lot longer than I plan on. Thanks for watching.